Hello, hello, hello. So we want to take a look at the vanilla weapon replacer Optimized. This is bundled or ported by Brachymiker79. The size is about 164 megabytes. And in the description, you can see a lot of things that it includes. A lot of credits are given. A lot of different things included in this that I'm not going to get into all those, of course. But you'll notice stays of Skyrim, giant hammer, etc., etc. A lot of things here that are in this mod. I tried this mod out a little bit myself, and my first overall impression was I like it. So there you go. Let's hop into the game and see what these look like. All right, so we're here on our showman, and these are the different weapons. Ariel's bow. I'm just going to try to go through and show you each of these. The Bloodskull blade. Now, some of these, like that one, actually looks more normal now. It did change the arrows. Daedric arrows look different. The battle axe here looks different. I think a lot of these look very cool. Depends on what you like. I mean, it is a subjective thing always, but I like the way a lot of these look. Now, the Daedric dagger looks a little bit more like a dragon bone dagger, but nonetheless, it just depends on what you like. I like the maces. I think they look good. The sword, very nice. I mean, now, the Daedric stuff isn't as dark as I would have thought, but overall, I still think they look good. Even if the style is different, like this Dawnbreaker is quite a bit different, but I really like it. I think it looks good. Same with this axe here, or it says it's a rune hammer, but it's an axe, and see, that's an axe. If you just look at each of these, that's a warhammer, but it's an axe. There's definitely some changes to some of these, the dragon bone arrows, and this looks chunky, too chunky to me, but it's a dragon bone battle axe, so whatever. Dragon bone bow looks good. Dragon bone dagger. It still looks metallic to me, though. Dragon bone greatsword. But I think all of these have a good look, even if sometimes the look doesn't match the name. I like that. I think every one of these just has a nice, appealing look to it. Now, some of these you may have to look at more closely than others. I really like this style of war axe, even though it looks kind of brassy, but it's okay. This looks cool. You notice everything's not bony, so. And then there you have the dwarven arrows, which look a little purplish. That looks nice. The dwarven bow. I think the dwarven bow looks like it could possibly be vanilla. This is the dagger. The dwarven dagger has nothing unusual to make it dwarven. I still think it looks good. This doesn't really look dwarven, but I still think it looks good. That's why I say, now this is a subjective thing. You'll either like it or not. This doesn't look very what we think of as dwarven, but it's nice. The same with this sword. Here, the hilt and the guard there at least look like they belong. The dwarven war axe. This is similar to that other thing we looked at earlier. I think it looks good myself. The dwarven warhammer still looks good. Now we're going to get into the ebony. The ebony arrows look cool. They don't look black, but they look cool. I'm just saying, they look good. This is the battle axe. It looks like a spear or javelin or such. The bow is not really ebony, but I still think it looks good. The ebony dagger. The hilt is dark, so I think that's suitable. Ebony greatsword, again, the hilt is dark, and you notice it has kind of a Japanese, Chinese, samurai type look to it. And I'm not trying to be bad. I'm just trying to give you an idea of what it looks like. The ebony sword, again. They've got curved swords. And it's curved. It looks nice, I think. The war axe has its own unique look. I'm not sure. Anyway, it just looks good. And then here's another two-handed. It looks kind of like a spear, or like you attached a dagger to a spear and it's a warhammer, but whatever. Now here are arrows. Those are elven arrows. Elven battle axe. It looks like a trident, which is kind of fun. I mean, who doesn't want a trident? And then an elven bow. Now it's dark. It looks like it should be the ebony bow, but whatever. We're just going to roll with it. The elven dagger. Looks nice. The elven greatsword. I think all of these look nice. Whether or not you like the... Let's see, it kind of breaks up... What's the word? It kind of breaks up the theme of some of these weapon sets. But I still think they look good. So here's the elven war axe, which doesn't look elven at all, but looks good. And the warhammer, I think we've seen this basic design used in most of these. Here's the glass arrows. I'm not sure I can tell any difference here, but I'm going to show you everything. I'm not sure what that's supposed to represent. Forked tongue? I don't know. The bow looks good. It's a different design. The dagger looks fine. Pardon me, having a little coffee. So the greatsword here, the flamey blade, looks pretty good. It doesn't resemble anything glass to me, but whatever. It still looks good. I like the hilt and the handguard. This is the glass mace, but none of this looks glassy, so I'm just saying. Then we have the glass sword. It looks good. I like the hilt and the handguard again. I mean, I think it's nice. These just are different than what we're used to seeing. Now, the glass war axe, I have no idea what that's supposed to look like. That looks odd. The warhammer, again, I think we've seen this design. Here's the imperial bow, which looks fine. I think that's just a good, solid bow. The sword is a little too basic, but then on the other hand, you're talking about an imperial army sword, so maybe that's correct. And then you have these arrows, of course, and the iron battle axe. Oh, she's an old battle axe. Anyway, the iron dagger, the iron greatsword. Again, very basic, but it's iron for it's just supposed to be basic. So it looks good for basic. The mace, again, looks basic and old, but good. The sword, good. Basic, but good. Now here, this is a little weird. This is not an axe. What is that? That's a hook, right? That's a hook. And a warhammer, which is not a warhammer, but a spear. Mirax sword is different, but cool. Again, they've got curved swords. So, then you got the Nightingale blade, which kind of looks like a musketeer blade, the way they did it. It's got a good style to it. Nordic arrows look fine, I guess. Different, but fine. The battle axe. Okay. The bow. Now here, some of these look more, I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. They look a little rougher, like they're more primitive. Maybe that was the idea. I think they look good. The mace there, that looks more like a hammer, but whatever. That's fine. A mace is kind of a hammer, so. Here's the sword. The sword I don't especially like. This sword. This might be the one item I really, I'm kind of on. I like the axe here because the vanilla one looked better. This is nice. I like the warhammer. It looks like a hammer. Here we're getting into orcish, and the arrows look about the same to me. The battle axe is nice. That's what I would want. The bow looks good. The dagger is good. Notice they're giving this a little bit of that thematic look, like it's using the orcish ore and ingots. It's got that color to it. Some of the others were missing that, and this is missing that, but this is still pretty good looking. And here's the orcish mace, and really it's just a big club. If you want to beat somebody with a bat, that's a sword. That looks good. The war axe, let's see. That looks good, and it's got that orcish coloring to it. And there's a warhammer, which that looks pretty vicious. Again, a spiked club. And this is Skyrim. And that's a spear, really, not a battle axe. And that's a bow, and I guess they've tried to make it look kind of icy. So I'm not going to put that down. It's just, it looks a little weird. The dagger, I like the dagger. I haven't decided if that really fits. Oh, pardon me, had an interruption there. The great sword, I like it. Not sure it really fits the theme. The hammer, see how it has that icy hammerhead? I think that's cool. I think that was good. The sword, I'm not sold on. It still looks good though. It's just, does it fit the theme? This, but they look good. See, they look good. Only that one sword. Now this hammer, I'm sorry, I'm a fan of fun stuff, and that looks pretty crazy and fun. So that warhammer, I don't disapprove, but it didn't look very Skyrim. Here's the steel arrows, the steel battle axe. And these look pretty good so far. These look all right. Let's go to the steel dagger here. I think that looks nice. The sword looks nice. Looks a little better than the iron. Looks a little more refined or whatever. I think that looks good. The steel sword, still kind of basic, but looking a little better. I think it looks a little fancier, a little better. I'm going all over the place with it. The war axe looks good, a little shinier. You know, the steel looks a little better, looks a little... Now this warhammer is not really a warhammer. I'm not sure that this... It kind of fits the... kind of fits the theme and kind of not. And then here's the pale blade. And I think it looks good. Whether or not you approve of this different version is up to you, but I think it looks good. And that's the pale blade. So that's really everything there is to see as far as the vanilla weapons replacer. So if you look at the mod is about 164 megabytes. It has a lot of cool stuff. I think all the weapons look good. The theme isn't always correct on all the weapons, okay? And there's really just that one weapon that I didn't like the look of, and it's because it looked kind of weird and chunky. But all the rest of the weapons, I think, look good, okay? And again, the themes aren't really there the same as they are in vanilla, so just be aware of that. Subjectively, I imagine that you will either like this or not like it, and if you don't like it, you'll probably be like me. The part of me that doesn't like parts of it mainly doesn't like the fact that the themes aren't really represented in the weapons. But the part of me that really likes these weapons likes the fact that so many of them just really look good, realistic, and pretty deadly. So, you know, your choice. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later. So I want to acknowledge these people who directly support the channel. I really do appreciate that. And I really do appreciate everyone for watching the videos and interacting. This has been an OwwThatSmarts production.
Game over.